What's up, guys? Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. It is Sunday, which means I'm going to do a short version of my video, and we're probably not going to do a lot of edits because edits are what take the most time. This one, I just want to let you guys know, I'm still figuring out what I'm doing on my channel, so I appreciate so many of you being patient and actually sticking with me through it. Eden, I know that we don't think exactly the same about everything, but I do appreciate your voice. Cindy Calderon, I want to say I appreciate your positivity, and I know I'm always going to get at least a smile out of what you post. Charlotte, I want to say I do appreciate you posting, and I saw you got into a little thing yesterday where somebody was being rude with you. Unfortunately, that's YouTube, and you know. Bob Trent, thank you for suggestions on different clips that I've done and also leaving comments. Outside of that, I just want to say, you guys, I am trying really hard to do something different with my life. I have a few friends that are going through a bit of a depression, and I am really good at giving advice, not always the best at taking my own advice, which I think is the case for a lot of us. But the situation with my friends is they're going through a depression, which is a normal thing, and I'm glad they choose to talk to me about it. But the thing that I always want to impress on people the most is if you're feeling a depression, don't be afraid to make a change. Don't be afraid to try something completely different. Like, there's that old quote, and I don't know if it's like an NAAA quote. They say the definition of insanity is trying the same thing the same way and expecting different results. And I may have misquoted that, but that's the general idea of that. And nothing could be truer, you know, like if you're having a hard time and you want life to get better, then you have to make changes. And I know change is scary. I know change is scary. I've had a lot of changes in my life and always have knots in my stomach when it's about time for the change and I have to actually take action. But the most important thing is taking action. And like I said, I'm terrible at taking my own advice. So what I'm going to do on this one is I'm going to make a commitment to make some changes this week. Friday, I've got somewhere I've got to be, so that day may not work out exactly the way I want it to, but what I plan to do is I've got to start waking up at 7 a.m. It's just what has to happen. I need more hours in my day because sometimes by the time I'm done filming and editing my clip, it's already so late in the day that I've kind of lost the opportunity to run a lot of errands. So I haven't been as productive as I need to be. I also need to start getting to the gym first thing in the morning. I need to stop looking at social media before I get out of bed. You know how social media is. It's a black hole. Another thing I got to do is consistently work out and watch what I'm eating. So that's going to be happening Monday through Thursday. I'm going to work on making those changes. So that's wake up at 7 a.m. Don't look at your social media first thing in the morning. Go to the gym. Also just completely change my attitude. I realize that I've been doing that quite a bit because my social media presence used to be me arguing with a lot of people, and it's just not where I want to live anymore. That's not the space I want to be in. And it's always weird to me when people are like, oh, so you think you're going to just change what you're going to do and people are just going to forget it? I don't expect anybody to forget anything. I personally am changing what I'm putting out into the world, and that should bring something different back to me. And I know this from actual experience. What you put out does actually affect what comes back to you. So I'm not worried about the people that think that I can't change what it is I've been doing, or the people that want to hold me to things I've said in the past. You feel free to do that. This isn't about you. This is about changes that I need to make in my life. And I know a lot of times I talk about news articles on this channel or current events, and I will continue to do that to a certain degree. But I've already seen what gets me more views, and that's when I talk about like racism and that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that I won't talk about that, but that's one of those cases where I don't really like what always comes back to me when I post about that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's a little too like, to go through your day and be getting messages that are really toxic in some cases, because, you know, if I talk about something LGBT, you're always going to get the hateful people that are like, all of you people need to go to hell and that kind of stuff. And that's cool that there's people that think that way in the world, and I don't really let it affect me too much. But sometimes when you post about certain things, like, I know most of my clips don't get like a whole lot of views, but sometimes I'll hit that right button and I'll get like 20,000 views, or, you know, a couple thousand, and like a lot of it will be people like upset, and it's cool. But at the same time, when you're getting notifications about that all day long, sometimes you get like, okay, I get it. You hate gay people. You're homophobic now because of the clip I shared. Because that's what people will try to be like, you know, well, I wasn't homophobic until I saw this clip, and now I think that they are. And so it's like, all right, well, whatever, you know. But it is what it is, and I'm going to continue to experiment. And I just wanted to give a couple shout outs and thank you guys for your positivity. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I need to make sure that I start meditating more. I've been pretty good about my meditation, but I take some days off, and I need to stop taking some days off, because that is me time, and I need me time. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, like I said, and I hope you're all having a great Sunday. This has been Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world.